If you were going into Week 13 with a bye secured, would you set a suboptimal lineup to try to keep another team out of the playoffs?
Oh, This
question ventures into doing the best for your team. We've talked about it time and time again. I know that the consensus viewpoint will be that this is wrong. I tend to think it's wrong as well. It's a league integrity issue. But when you think about what's best for your own personal team, sometimes it's best to keep a competitor out of the playoffs that you think is better.
That's where it's difficult. I mean, we've seen this type of thing from professional teams. I recall the different sports, so maybe you've never heard of them, but the San Antonio Spurs have frequent.
That's horse racing, right?
Basketball.
Oh, okay.
They have frequently rested star players in what seem like key situations, and it modifies their chances at winning and changes their playoff seeding.
The commissioner of the league did instill penalties for that now because of league integrity issues, and ultimately that was more in line with fans pay money to go see players play. I think that I don't know. I think that you pretty much owe it to your league to play your players. I mean, if you're benching a player, what's the difference between playing a suboptimal lineup and just benching your players?
Well, that's what I was going to bring up is let's say you want to do this strategy and whatever. I wouldn't do it. I don't recommend it. But if you wanted to do it, you still must. You absolutely have to field a complete roster. You cannot – I mean, because that's the rules of the game is you start one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, Should be.
Because that was another question people sent in. My tight end is on bye. Like Kittle, do I have to drop someone on my bench to field a starting lineup?
Yes.
I'm guaranteed bye in the playoffs, so I have to do this.
Yes, you do. You do have to field a full lineup. That's just a rule of the league. I mean, you can't fill.
I have gone and not dropped a player in the past and had a bye, in a bye apocalypse and said, there's no one I can drop. I'd rather not play a kicker. And in a situation like that, I mean, you're doing the best you can.
Yeah, because you're talking about the integrity of the league. Is it better for your team to have filled that tight end spot with just absolute garbage who's going to get you 2 points, or drop a player who is going to now help somebody else's team?
I understand that logic. I understand the logic behind that, but I put starting a full lineup at the top of what a league is, right? It's part of your job as an owner, and the beginning of the year to the end is to field a full lineup. If you know that as a standard and rule, then you have misappropriated your resources. You have not planned your team correctly because you knew you had to fill a full lineup.
I can agree with that, and I think that leagues should have that as a league-wide rule, that you must field a lineup full roster every single week.
I think it's pretty much a standard rule.
It's inherent. It's a should-be rule. But I'm saying you should make it an official rule because, like I said, I have personally had the bye week player in because I didn't want to drop. If I knew in one of our leagues that you must field a complete lineup every week, that is a hard and fast rule, I would have made plans prior to that week, or else had to drop someone. Shame on me.
Yeah. So. Is it an auto forfeit if you don't make that rule?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, that's kind of what. That's what you're looking. At least this player, that's what they're asking for. So here's what I would do. The real answer to this question, because I believe you should be playing a lineup as well. Maybe you just play if you have real boom bust players, just go for it. Go for them. Say you're either just going to absolutely crush with a huge point total, or maybe they help you out and they bust this week.
Yeah, and I'll just throw in there the reality that we think that we can control our destiny in these leagues, but you don't know who you're going to play. There's so many interdependencies. You might not be able to do yourself many favors in even making that effort. You don't know how many points you need for tiebreakers. I mean, There's very few situations where this applies, but I get it. This question comes through.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If those were the best few minutes of your life, you should probably click the subscribe button and check out a full-length episode.